Sales harsh truths they don't teach you. I like this. Okay. This is from Stealth Ascend, who says, your best, it says, this is my sales harsh truth. Your best prospect today will ghost you tomorrow. No matter how excited they seem, people will disappear without a trace. That is so true.
Mhm.
I cannot tell you how many times, whether it was the web company, other software, law, where it's like, oh, this is fantastic. We're going to make so much, everything's going to be great. We're going to make so much money together. I have so much business for you, blah, 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 blah. And then I never hear from the person again.
When we train our salespeople,
And it can be devastating if you're not prepared for it.
So when I used to train salespeople, the first thing I teach them is don't celebrate till you have the signature. Right? Do not walk into your boss and say, hey, I have this awesome prospect lined up that I think is going to sign tomorrow and it's $1 million contract. Until you have that signature, you have $1 million prospect.
Yeah.
That could disappear 5 minutes later, an hour later, 2 hours later.
How about this right here? This person, one of the comments, a prospect is only a prospect and not a sale.
Correct. Yeah. It's not a sale until you have the signature. It's not a sale until they send you that first check.
This is an interesting response. And this applies to sales, not to relationships. No is often not no, it's not now, and rarely never.
Correct.
Nurture, add value, have a process to send them something useful from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Your pipe is 6, 12, 18, 24 months. Not so when a no, so it will often go from no now 12 months later when it comes back, it becomes a yes.
Yes. And this is why CRM systems are so important. This is why your follow-up process is so important. And it's interesting because I have these conversations with people that work for me all the time. Because we take on a limited number of customers every month, right? Because we want to make sure that we take care of them the proper way. And I haven't put the team in place to take on more people faster.
Right.
So we limit the number of new customers we take on every month. And it's funny because when I tell them, okay, we need to start ramping up, and they go, yeah, but we already have customers lined up for the next 3 months. And I'm like, yeah, but our sales process is 5 months. From first contact till the day they actually sign up with us,
right, is
often 5 months.
Yeah.
So from point of first contact to signing the dotted line,
there you go. That's a long time.
But I could have talked to them 7 times during that process. They could have been working on other things because a lot of times we talk to them and they go, "Ooh, you're too expensive for us." And then I send them a list saying, "Hey, listen, if we're too expensive for you, here's a way you can get a head start." And I send them a list, like, make sure your website gets developed in this. Yeah. This is the amount of content I would you put up. So we have them do all the prep work that we otherwise would have to do, right? So a lot of times they go elsewhere, they have some of that stuff done, they start seeing some success, and they realize, oh, wait a minute. So this guy is willing to give us all this free information on how to be successful.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go talk to him about actually signing now, right? Because if I gave you free information that leads to you getting more business, you're not as hesitant to pay me to then do that work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not saying that we don't close deals same day. Like,
no, of course.
I've had a guy call me and he's like, send me the contract right now. He signed it while I was on the phone and sent it back to me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that happens too.
But it's rare.
It's more rare.
Correct.
And be careful of the other side. I fell victim to this when I was first starting out too, was the people that come to you and they want you to completely butcher your price, right? If your price is $1,000, they want it for $100. But guess what? They know so many people and will get you so much business that you're a fool if you don't do this.
Hold on. This is a wall.
Yeah. Exactly.
No.
But people do that. And, you know, when I was younger, more naive, and, you know, had less experience, I didn't know. So I tried it out. I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I know. I've seen your name in the paper. Yeah, you probably know a lot of people. Guess what? Not one dime of additional business.
I have a rule in my business. Either you pay full price or we give it to you. There's no in between.
Right.
Right. We don't discount stuff because either we have the value for you that you're paying full price, or whatever you are offering me in return has the full value Or is it meaningful enough to me that I don't feel the need to charge you anything?
Right. That's true. I like that.
We don't discount. And our nonprofit rate is higher than our normal rate. Because I get asked all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Have you ever worked with
no, I know. Tell them. Tell them.
So when we take on a client, we know 99% of the time we're dealing with a single person that then goes and deals with their company, right? Like they go and deal with their managers, they go and deal with the CEOs, whatever. So we have one point of contact. Communication is very clear, straightforward. What happens when we work with a nonprofit is that we initially get a point of contact and then somehow we magically get added onto an email address of some committee that is now having utterly irrelevant conversations and involving us in stuff that shouldn't even be up for conversation, making the project take twice as long as it needed to. And guess what? Somebody's going to have to pay for that time. So when people tell me they're a nonprofit, I tell them you can pay our regular rate. The first time we get added to a committee email, our rate doubles.
Wow, that's so true. I've experienced that firsthand too, man. It's crazy.
And that's once again, that's where the other rule comes in.
Yeah.
If I decide to work with you as a nonprofit, I'm either giving it to you or you're paying the full rate.
Yeah. Or double. Or double rate.
If you involve us in a committee, then yes, your price doubles because it takes twice as long.
This is a good response. What comment says, you can have the best product or service at the cheapest price and people still won't buy from you if they don't understand how that product or service will change their life or their business.
That's 100%.
Yeah. And that's all it has to do with the presentation, the sales pitch, the materials you have.
People don't understand that 90% of selling is asking questions.
Yes, it's asking questions, asking the right questions. But I also read some comments earlier that said customers will lie. They won't tell you the truth. You have to be able to read through that to really get to what their real problems are.
That's where questions come in, right? Yeah. It's one of those is, so let's say you're buying a $10,000 product from me. And you say something simple as, I got to run it by my partner. Okay. What do you think your partner would say? Right?
Yeah.
Because now you don't have to talk to them because I'm asking you, what do you think they're going to say?
Right.
And you're going to tell me either a BS answer because you know what your partner is going to say one way or another, right? Like I don't care who you are, what you do, you know, right? So really questions break down barriers. That's what people don't understand is the person controlling the conversation is the person asking the questions.
Yep.
So you have to understand, and this is like sales psychology 101, is understand that by asking questions that break down barriers, you are getting closer to that person deciding to buy. Because I always look at sales as my job as a salesperson is to help you get comfortable with your purchasing decision.
Yeah. Okay.
That's really all it is. Do I care whether you buy or not? At the end of the day, no. Do I believe that if you purchase, you are going to see more value tomorrow than you had today because of your purchase? If you fundamentally believe that, sales becomes easy.
So interestingly enough, the very next comment leads into that. It says, remember, you can't sell anyone anything. You're only providing a solution to their problem, but you need to take the time to understand that.
Yes. Right.
That's brilliant. That's from that's Rotocraft Jockey. That's a brilliant response.
Yeah. This is why you see salespeople. I was literally talking to someone earlier in the week that used to be a sales guy for like a big company. And he was saying, I had a hard time selling for them. He's like, I was good at it. I was selling a lot. He was like, it was just really hard because I knew the product I was selling them was crap. Right. And, but that's what a lot of good salespeople, that's what makes really good salespeople good.
Yeah.
Is that if they believe that whatever you are purchasing will make their life better somehow, they don't see it as trying to convince you. They just see it as making you comfortable with making the purchasing decision.
No.
And once you approach it that way, life becomes easier as a salesperson and you close more deals because now you become genuinely curious about the other person.
Yeah, that's true. I like today's topics. They're all about like the the inner workings of the business as opposed to the products that they're selling and stuff like that.
Right.
This is kind of cool.
It's not really a start it or scrap it. It's more of like, yeah, you're on the right track or you're not.
Right. Well,
Right?
it's how to start it.
Yes.
it's what you need to do while you're starting it.
How to grow it. If you found this clip interesting, make sure to go listen to the full podcast. There's lots more content there.